Not far at all. I think certainly we made a couple of comments at the end of the autumn, but we know where we're going, and we know how far we are from being there, and we thought we made good strides, and we're nearly where we want to be. But this is it now. The Six Nations is a fantastic competition, and it's there to be won by a number of teams. But to do that, there's a few things that we need to obviously keep getting better at, and I suppose, obviously the question has been over the last while about dealing with the big games, etc. You got to get through your first game and your second game to assess where you're at before you start talking about the last game, which is where we want to be, obviously, to try and to compete to win a competition. But we're a side that has developed in many ways, but at the same time, it's putting all the pieces together so that it culminates in the performance that we are proud of internally as well.
Yeah, very, very proud to do it again, and looking forward to it. I think I've learned a lot over my first year doing it, and hopefully I'll be better for it going into this campaign. Big aspirations that the team does really well. To try and win a championship as captain would be brilliant. Look, there's lots of stuff. For me, it's about taking it like campaign at a time, and I'm just properly focused on this one. So excited to get into camp. It was a great place to be in November, and now hopefully we can keep it like that, but have a couple of extra results to go our way, and to win some silverware is where we want to be at the end of this tournament.
You're learning every day on the job. There are things that are constantly popping up, obviously, with it being the first time in the job. There's things popping up constantly that you have to be adaptable to, but it's exactly what I wanted, exactly what I thought it was going to be, it's dealing with all sorts of different ramifications through a campaign, through a week, through a year, etc. But that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to be able to deal with all that type of stuff and enjoy it along the way, and that's exactly how I feel. Paul is going to add to any environment. Myself and Paul have had a good rugby relationship for many years now, and he's somebody that I keep in touch with on a regular occasion. We've had him in camp a couple of times, and I'm always been interested of what his thoughts are and his next steps, etc. And I suppose conversations just keep on happening over a period of time, and the timing's right for Paul to come into camp and get ready for the Six Nations.
I obviously know what an impact Paul has on teams by playing under him when he was captain of Ireland, and for 10-15 years with Ireland and Munster, the impact that he had on their environments, and he'll be no different here. He's a brilliant leader. He's a brilliant person, and his desire or his passion for the game is second to none, and that'll rub off on us. I'm really looking forward to working with him. I'm being pushed every day in Leinster with the Byrne brothers, with Kieran Frawley, with any of the guys that have come into Irish camp, like Billy did really well in the stints. He picked up obviously a knock in a couple of the games, which was disappointing for him when he was going so well. And Ross, I thought did really well in patches against England, and he would have learned a lot from other patches against a very tough side, probably one of the toughest sides to play against in the world. So they both deserve to be in here, and they've both done very well, and we'll have a good old battle to compete for that spot, and it'll be no different to anyone else.
Like every international coach would tell you, there's always the here and now and the medium term and the future, and you've got to be able to deal with them all. I suppose selection always comes to first and foremost of do they deserve to be in the group, and with those young lads, etc., that people are talking about, of course they deserve to be in the group, because they'll be in the group to make the group better. Obviously the experience of them being in an international campaign of the ilk of a Six Nations is going to be big for them, so we'll see how they deal with that along the way as well. So every coach adapts to the team that they're playing against and the conditions that they're playing in from week to week. But if I look at one of Wayne's first games, it was under the roof in Principality Stadium there against Italy, and they threw the ball around and had great width and great continuity in their attacking game, and that's something that we've seen with the Scarlets, I suppose. That's Wayne's style, which was great on that occasion. And I suppose as the years gone on, obviously results and the conditions, etc., show that Wayne's got other ways of playing as well. So I know that we played them first game up. I think the roof will be closed, so we're expecting Wales to play the game that we've seen at the start of the campaign. Tough encounters like they always are against Scotland. We play them second last up at Murrayfield, and in recent times really we've had it really tough up there. So it's not going to be any different. From a Scottish point of view, I think they are improving the whole time under Gregor, so they're always a threat. And I suppose it doesn't really matter what's happened in the past, because we know which direction that they're trying to go, as long as in the same direction as ourselves, and that's upwards. They've been tipped as one of the favourites going into this tournament for what they have done in the past year. They've got a tremendous squad full of talent and young rising stars that are coming to the fore as well. They play a good blend of rugby as far as the game understanding is concerned, but they also play to the strengths when the time is right. So they're a very dangerous side to play against as always, and there's some continuity in their selection, etc. And we expect them to be just as dangerous, if not more dangerous than they have been in the past year.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. They've got some outstanding young players coming through. They seem to be very much together. Good team spirit, and they're coached very well. Sean Edwards seems to have gone in and made a difference. So, you'd expect big things from them. But hopefully we can learn from the game we played against them at the back end of the Six Nations last year, and give them a better game in Dublin this time.
Well, first and foremost, the obvious answer is my job as a head coach is to make the team to be as good as they possibly can be. To play to our potential. And I suppose where we're sitting at the minute, you guys have commented on it, and rightly so. There's a pecking order at this moment in time where two teams are going in as favourites, and we aspire to be there. I suppose that comes from hard work and performing under pressure. We want to be back up there in that type of light come the end of this tournament.